Now, on the subject of older men with younger women, we're going to be looking at two cameo appearance cast members. Shiva Safai and Mohamed Hadid.
We met at a restaurant. It was just so random, and it was that instant connection.
An Iranian girl from Scandinavia who grew up in Norway, then moved to the glitz and glamour of Los Angeles. The Shiva gold dug her way to Z-list celebrity status.
I've appeared as friends are on the show.
By way of marrying an ugly old sugar daddy Palestinian property tycoon.
I don't feel the age difference at all.
Who builds gaudy mansions in Bel Air and Beverly Hills. I'm afraid it wasn't his boyish good looks she hooked up with him for.
I'm engaged to the most beautiful woman in the world.
My man looks like Davros from Doctor Who.
The remarkable results that I have achieved.
Is it?
Yes.
With the ridiculous Ricky Lake / old man Mickey Rourke hairpiece.
How can you sleep next to that?
It was that instant connection.
Shiva June, bless her, is of significance because she represents the bougie values of that stupid mid-2000s, post-90s, pretentious guest list club scene.
You have any idea what it costs at a decent club in New York? It's $500 for a bottle of Cristal, and it's a 2-bottle minimum.
You gotta drink Cristal.
You spend $1,000 a night on champagne?
First generation millennial, corner cutting her way through life, bouncing from lover to provider types.
Is it?
That's right, first generation millennials. You're in your early 20s. You grew up with a 90s mindset.
Dancing, drinking, and smoking dope.
If I have the right Nikes and the right Lacoste top, that's all I need because I've got this cool youth culture and I can get any girl. You want to bring that into a 2000s guest list club, gaudy nightclub scene. She is the avatar for that whole guest list club early 21st century.
Here my phone. It's the autograph of the 21st century.
As a young man, you want to be in a position to surround yourself with attractive life forms. You're in your early 20s with a 90s mindset. Just be yourself and a beautiful female will magically become your soulmate because you're real. No, you're wearing stupid Ed Hardy and Von Dutch t-shirts with tapered Moss Bros blazers. You look like Steve Martin in Father of the Bride. And you wonder why you can't get girls. Faking it to make it, when in reality, you're spending your family inheritance and stupid student loans and all your part-time job salary on a bottle of Cristal champagne and a table to sit next to socially savvy girls who know you're not a footballer. They just drink your champagne and then piss off to have a one-night stand with Ziggy Breakdance. And how do they qualify that? Oh, she tried to open conversation with me. What does she say? I'm Lebanese. Are you Lebanese? No, I'm not. Oh, conversation done. Everything in that era facilitated the advent of social media. An era of getting friend-zoned and ignored by exotic girls who have no sense of fixed community. Not London girls, not LA girls, just weird transatlantic accents.
I really had
like Stephen Hawking's.
Mankind's greatest achievements have come about by talking.
I feel like I've been very open on social media.
We go to guest list club in it. We drink champagne in it. If you are not Ahmed, the $1 million man DiBiase, do not even think to approach us in it. Listen to Shiva Khonu.
On social media, so it wasn't like
She sounds like Clarence Bodica from RoboCop. All these girls from that era, they all had these stupid accents. I am half Lebanese, half Persian, half Saudi Arabian in it. But that's more than two halves. Go and F yourself in it. And all these lies as well. Like, I'm Persian, but I'm Lebanese, but I'm Egyptian, but I'm Turkish. I grew up in Dubai, I grew up in Sweden, I grew up here. My dad lives in LA, my mum lives in Timbuktu. What the fuck is that? Everyone had a fake it to make it thing. If you're a young dude, you're just wasting your time picking up the worst habits, just borrowing money. Girls trying to leapfrog through life, and to an extent they can. Shiva is the minority who is from that era, but actually managed to leapfrog life by way of hooking up with the sugar daddy. And in terms of Mohamed Hadid, yeah, Uncle Mo. Here's my thing with Uncle Mo. In terms of his success for success, you can't hate on him.
The remarkable results that I have achieved.
Yes.
But Uncle Mo represents the older, more established VIP guest list dude. And you're the sucker, wasting your money And then Uncle Mo turns up, sits in VIP with his champagne and takes all the girls. I don't give a shit about Uncle Mo. Again, Shiva Jan and Mohamed Hadid, more affectionately known as Uncle Mo, represent a scene in the 2000s where the masses were trying to emulate the elite, thus putting the actual elite at an even further advantage. To think, the 90s rave era was just one decade before this. How can we go from that to this elitist honey trap era? Shiva Safai, here's why Shiva Safai represents that era, the guest list era. You see a girl who in the looks department, you are an attractive human facially, bruv. She looks like a gorgeous version of the Ziggy Pig from Bill and Ted.
Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy.
You are a gorgeous Ziggy Pig. But the minute she opens her mouth,
You know, I feel like I've been very open on social media.
no personality, just the embodiment of early 21st century transient multiculturalism,
You exercise, you drink a 4-to-1 carbohydrate to protein solution.
as opposed to the more immigrant community-based 20th century multiculturalism, and Napoleon's gluttonous appetite for finishing the Ziggy Pig and not sharing is symbolic of Shiva June's gluttonous appetite for living a luxurious life of gaudy mansions and champagne lifestyles, and symbolic of Uncle Mo not sharing the flamboyant females. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Let's end this video by hating on Uncle Mo. Mohamed Hadid thinks he's Tom Cruise in Top Gun, but he's Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 2 at best. Big curtains flying through the air whilst doing a million capoeiras. Then after all that, the Shivi leaves Uncle Mo when she's in her late 30s to hook up with a 26-year-old Argentinian DJ. She's the cake and eat it master.